On this episode of the Film Optix Podcast, the Dune trailer is finally here, and it's amazing. I'm completely speechless. We also have rumors of Black Widow being pushed back from its November release dates, so let's jump in. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optix, brought to you by the Drive-In Podcast Network, where we bring you the headline hot takes of entertainment news each and every single week. I'm your host, Christian, and today, of course, we're going to be talking about the world of film, TV, and everything pop culture related. And as always, I'm joined by my good friend and my co-host, Devin. How are you doing this week?
We're doing pretty good. Chromebooking it up still. Just hanging out in the land.
You should
we just got out of a heated debate, but we're good to go and record here.
Yes, we did. Not with each other, of course. It was with one of our friends. We won't get into it, but it was a pretty heated debate. I'm not gonna lie. It was just like, wow. But hey, to each their own. It's all good. But yes, my week's been pretty good. Came back from the land a few days ago, so kind of just getting back into the swing of things. Just got off work a little bit ago, and here to talk about some news stories, some exciting things happening. I would say we're actually kind of light this week, because when I was going through, I was like, I don't really think there's much to talk about, but I think it'll suffice for today. Yeah. But before we begin today's news topics, you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Red Circle, TuneIn, iHeart Radio, and Pandora. And also, you can follow us on social media on Twitter and Instagram at Film Optix. That is Optics with an X. So let's just dive in. We got some comic book news here. We got some DC fandom returning this weekend, Devin. 2 days from now. For those of you who don't know, or who are somewhat confused about DC's DC fandom events, originally everything was supposed to happen earlier in August. I think it was the 24th. I can't remember the actual date. But there was just so much news and so much to announce. A lot of fans were worried that, they weren't going to be able to, kind of just view or experience the new content and the new goodies that DC has for all of us fans out there. So they split it into two parts. So this is the DC Fandom Explore the Multiverse section of DC Fandom. Prior to was the Hall of Heroes that normally covered all of the TV shows, video games, movies, things of that nature. Well, not much TV shows, mainly just movies and video games, the bigger things. This one is going to be covering more of the comic book section, the TV section, the DC animated section, which I'm very excited about. Will you be tuning in, Devin, or are you just going to sit this one out? You feel like you got everything you needed to get from the first event?
Yeah, I'll probably set this one out. I'll catch some trailers on Twitter here and there. Maybe some Doom Patrol news. That'll be good.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we got to get our Doom Patrol season 3, man. I finished season 2, and man, that was, whew. I mean, even though we didn't get the
what
final
there is of season 2.
Yeah, I mean, they got pretty far. I mean, 9 episodes out of 10, not bad. But yeah, that's coming up this week, this Saturday, starting at, oh my gosh, I think it's 12 p.m. Pacific. I cannot find that information right now, but that's okay. I will try to do a live cover on it through the Music City Drive-In website. I'll be live tweeting on Twitter because I don't believe I have too much going on that day. So that'll be pretty cool. Actually, no, I take that back. I do have something going on that day. I'll tweet what I can. Yeah. I will tweet what I can and when I can. So you want to take this next news story, Devin?
Oh boy, I sure do. Let's see. This Chromebook's lagging behind, of course.
Oof.
Spider-Man 3 fan art casts John Cena as Sandman, but we cannot see him.
Literally cannot see him. And that's not the only sand news we got today. We got a lot of sandbox news coming up for everyone. But yeah, I kind of just threw this in here because I know he tweeted a picture of Sandman fighting Spider-Man, and I know a lot of people are very excited.
I mean, he's got the look. Can't deny that.
Yeah, that is. Oh, sorry about that. That is very, very true. But yeah, I mean, I like the first Sandman. I mean, has a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. I just want to see, whatever villain Spider-Man ends up fighting, whether it be in the MCU or within Sony's, what did they call it? Oh my gosh, they have their own universe for Spider-Man. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, whoever he ends up facing, I would like to see Spider-Man face just villains we haven't seen on the screen before, like Morbius maybe, or even like a scuff between him and Daredevil, not Red Devil, wow, or even Kraven the Hunter. I know a lot of people have been, we got some Mysterio action, so that was pretty cool. So hopefully. So moving on here really quick. I think we kind of covered this. Wasn't entirely sure, but there's still a lot of Black Panther comics that are free on Comixology via Amazon. I know that news was kind of,
from what I saw, I think it was like pretty much all of them.
Yeah, I have been adding them. It's like 6 pages, dude. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot. And I think I only have like half of them done. So hopefully. But yeah, just kind of wanted to throw that out there for anyone who's interested in starting to read comics, or, if you've never checked out a Black Panther comic before, now's your chance. So yeah, small little tidbit of news there. But go ahead and take this next one away.
Kumail Nanjiani, our guy. He's in the news again. He's talking about Eternals. No, just Eternals.
That still throws me off, I swear.
And he's talking about how much he's excited for the huge Bollywood dance scene that will be included in the movie. And his quote is, "Ooh. When I walked onto the set and saw a huge group of brown people who were going to be in a Marvel movie, I felt such gratitude towards Chloe for creating the situation." And that just kind of shows the importance of giving diverse groups of people different opportunities within these big Hollywood movies, and giving creative directors creative freedom. Marvel is starting to do that more, which is good.
Yeah, Eternals for Best Picture coming up next year. It's happening.
Yeah, Kumail, Best Actor. There we go.
Best Actor. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, so like when I read this, I was like, I don't know if I should be mad at this, like, quote unquote spoiler, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
if they ever released a trailer, it would be nice.
Yeah.
Anything, really.
Anything, honestly. Yeah, because we were supposed to get Eternals this year, November.
Yep.
And got pushed back. Man, come on. Ugh.
Corona.
We still haven't gotten Black Widow. Still no Wonder Woman either.
Speaking of Black Widow, maybe bad news.
No. All right, so I guess I'll take this one. So there are reported whispers that Disney may move Black Widow from its November 6th release date. This story comes from thedirect.com. And, they're kind of just, so anyway, so let me start this off by saying there was quoted, this is a quote from, oh my gosh, they didn't even quote who this was. Anyway, I'm just going to read the quote really quick and then we'll talk about it. So the quote reads, "There's a possibility we could see Wonder Woman 1984 going somewhere in November. Yes, November. There are whispers, and Disney would not confirm today that its Marvel movie Black Widow could move from its November 6th release date. And of course, there are a lot of other projects that are supposed to be hitting this year. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Loki, et cetera, et cetera. We haven't heard too much. And I personally think Marvel is purposely just being quiet. I mean, yeah, of course they're going to give us The Mandalorian. They have to give us something this year. And I think The Mandalorian season 2 will hold people over. But I fully expect next year Marvel to start, spilling the beans, telling us what's going on, unlock those loose lips of theirs. So
yeah, we need the good tea.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great if Marvel had their own. Can you imagine if Marvel had their own thing like DC fandom? Like DC fandom's awesome, but it would be really awesome if Marvel had their own as well, because we could definitely cover both sides and everybody's happy. I'm excited DC's doing this, and hopefully Marvel sees, what DC is doing, and maybe even Marvel comes out with their own version of DC fandom and refines it a little bit, and then it's just a lot of back and forth. Marvel sees what DC's doing. They kind of do their own carbon copy. They'll make it a little bit more refined. DC sees what Marvel's doing, make theirs a little bit more refined, and everyone's happy at the end of the day. But you want to take this next bit of news, Devin? I know you would share this with me. The boys.
Have you started season 2 yet?
Yeah, I finished off the first 3 episodes.
I got the first 2 in. Just always enjoyable as usual.
Yeah, it really is. I'm loving it so far.
And of course, there are some really dumb people out there, because the boys is being review bombed. Season 2 is, because people are mad at the release schedule. Oh,
this is another heated argument that we had in our group chat. Well, between Jared and I. But I mean, I like both, but I think I prefer the weekly more, just because I feel like it's not as much of a chore. I feel like I don't have to sit down and rush watching it. This way I can digest it better. I can, understand what's going on, engage in conversations throughout the week, but that's just me. I know
I'm not even arguing with them on that idea that binging is better than weekly, because I do agree that it is. But if you're gonna downgrade the entire show because of this release schedule, why? You're awful. Just go away.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect the show at all.
It really doesn't. And yes, I mean, is it fans' faults for assuming that it would be released all at once? Maybe, but then again, Amazon didn't necessarily tell us at first, hey, it's the entire season's going to be out on day one, or vice versa.
Netflix is really the only one staying to binging only.
Yeah, Netflix. Well, I guess we could say Hulu as well, because I mean, when we reviewed Solar Opposites, all episodes were out, and I think even with Monsterland coming up, I believe all 8 episodes are coming out day one. So I guess, I mean, of course, it stems from Netflix, because they are, that is literally their business motto. So, but yeah, it is pretty stupid that people are review bombing it just for that. That literally has nothing to do with the shows themselves. And this is why I don't really like user scores or just user reviews when it comes to shows, TV, video games, or movies, because it's accurate, but it's not accurate at the same time. I mean,
there are some good times to do a user review bomb. Like, for example, the latest Madden. People are upset because
yes.
EA is bad, and that's a good time to use your power to try to get them to change. But This is just an awful example of it.
Yeah. I remember even with Captain Marvel, it's oh my gosh, if you didn't like the movie, that's fine. But people were review bombing that, not even seeing the movie. Even with The Last of Us Part 2, there were a lot of people, out there, leaks. The leaks happens, and people read the leaks, and they said, "That's stupid. I'm not buying this game. That's a terrible idea." It's like, well, if you just read something on a piece of paper, anything seems bad. It's execution that is important. But even with like Marvel's Avengers, like, I mean, like, I voiced my opinions about it because during the first week of Marvel's Avengers, unless you pre-ordered the game on PlayStation, you weren't playing that weekend. So what did I do? I had to go online and watch a bunch of people, Twitch stream it up and whatnot. From what I saw, I kind of voiced my opinions about it. And then I was able to try it the following weekend because it was an open beta. And I mean, I was kind of right. But I mean, it's all about, trying something before just saying, oh, something like this is stupid. Like, why would The Boys season 2 only give us the first 3 episodes? It's like, I mean, even on HBO Max, I think Raised by Wolves, they gave us the first 3 episodes. I just started episode 1. I only got maybe 10 minutes into it.
It could have been worse. It could have been just the first episode.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Like, absolutely. Or maybe, like, I don't know. Like, I was like, okay, maybe it's in 3s. But I'm like, no, I think it's 10 episodes. So we'll just have to wait and see. I just think that's really stupid. I hate it when people review bomb something without even trying to just trying it out or just, keeping to themselves. But we got this next news story, our last bit of comic book news here. It looks like New York Comic-Con 2020 unveils the first panels of its all-digital con. So we have a lot of things from Hulu, actually. A lot of crazy things. Looks like Monsterland is going to be there. Hellstrom. That is one of Marvel's properties that has Marvel's name, nothing around it. And the cast of Marvel's MODOK, MODO. It's an acronym for something. I just don't know what. So there'll be a first look at that TV show. We have Animaniacs coming as well, a new TV show coming to Hulu, and Hulu's Book of Blood. I guess that's something Comic-Con related.
Yeah, it's based on books.
No, is it? Okay. Well, yes, of course, Book of Blood, but the Books of Blood. And then we also have a little bit of an Archer Cast trivia showdown, What We Do in the Shadows, FX Q&A, spotlight on Doctor Who, The Watch, the first look at the BBC America's newest series, AMC's The Walking Dead, which is apparently wrapping up its final season. I think it's 14 seasons, something like that. DC's Stargirl panel. The list goes on and on. Nancy Drew, Dungeons and Dragons, and cooking. So
we actually have some breaking news here. Speaking of Hulu, looks like we're getting a new series called Dope Sick, and it's starring Caitlin Dever and Michael Keaton.
Caitlin Dever is on the. Wait, is this through their Twitter? Or did you find it somewhere else?
Found it here. But yeah, it's an interesting combo. Good old Keaton. Your good friend Michael
the
Keaton.
Diz Insider. Ooh, nice. Dope Sick. Okay, let's read into this a little bit. So Caitlin Dever stars. Okay. So it looks like the series is centered on a compassionate school doctor, Mr. Keaton, who finds himself embroiled in a sinister corporate scheme that perpetuates America's opioid addiction crisis. Takes viewers, there's a little typo in that. T takes viewers from a distressed Virginia mining community to the hallways of a DEA and the occupants of 1%er Big Pharma Manhattan. Interesting. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Well, yeah, we got some breaking news here on the show. So we're gonna review it. I mean, it's Keaton and Caitlin Dever, so why not?
Who's been pretty solid lately?
They've been very solid.
Consistent.
I mean,
that
very
new
consistent.
show, I think it's called Woke. That came out or is coming out tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was coming out, if it's already out or not. But wow, that's pretty cool. Very, very excited for that. So we'll definitely have to check that out. And of course, Caitlin Dever will also be starring in the new Hulu series Monsterland alongside Kelly Marie Tran. So that would be pretty cool to check out as well. So anything else you wanted to touch on before we head over to the new normal?
It's Dune time. Speaking of sand.
Dune. Yeah. What's in the box? What's in the box? The
Pain.
Dune trailer. Pain. Yeah, it looks phenomenal. Like, I am so on board. so on board. Literally one of, like, it is like this book has been, it's so big and there's so many stories. It's been deemed I cannot talk today. It has been viewed as unadaptable because we had the Dune movie that came out, what was it, 1980, I believe. I never watched it, but there was a few similarities in the trailers themselves. But even the first scene, when Timothy Chalamet's character puts his hand in the box, that's literally from chapter 1 of Dune. So it is very, very, like, this is awesome. It's great stuff. But I wanted to get your thoughts.
I gotta keep it regular. It didn't blow me away like it did you.
Devin.
It definitely looks cool. Obviously, Denis knows what he's doing. We trust him. A lot of star power in here. Some of it, like, I don't know, like the red and blue stuff that looked kind of weird when they're like fighting. It's like red and blue. I don't really know what that is. I never read the book, but it looked.
I know what you're talking about. Sorry, go ahead.
It doesn't look very like current as far as the CGI, that part specifically.
Well, a lot of these are practical effects as well. Like, a lot of this movie was done with practical effects, which is what's really blowing people away. But yeah,
I'm still excited, but it just didn't like immediately grab me.
Oh, dude, I'm so in. It's just this is literally like Game of Thrones, but in space. Like, it is fantastic. It is. I'm blown away. Like, and this is very premature of me to say, but Dune, Best Picture, let's go. I'm just ready.
It's a bit of a stretch, I think, but we'll see.
It is a bit of a stretch, and I know, like I said, it's very premature.
It's a headline hot take for sure.
It is. This is definitely the hype talking right now, because, like, oh my gosh, I've seen this trailer at least like 5 or 6 times, and it's just, this is like exactly what I imagined Dune to be. Like, it's a very family. It's sci-fi. It has a lot of fantasy in it as well, but I can't help. I'm just expecting for Kylo Ren to come out of anywhere with his lightsaber.
Yeah, it's always gonna have the Star Wars comparison.
Oh yeah, it's gonna have to start. Yeah, for sure. Especially Timothy Chalamet. I mean, they just look. They both got the long flowing black hair. I mean, even the worm. Like, the worms. It's wow. This knocked me off my socks. But I will say, it did not mention when it was coming to theaters. It just says only in theaters, Dolby Cinema, experience in an IMAX. Because we know supposedly it's supposed to come out December this year. But there were also whispers I saw online that it wasn't coming out till 2022. But I feel like they wouldn't give us a Dune trailer
a 3-minute
2 years out.
A 3-minute trailer too.
Yeah, exactly. This is like a full blown, like, this isn't just a teaser trailer. It's a full blown trailer. But do you think if it gets pushed back, I expect it to be pushed back until 2021. But I do not see 2022.
No, it doesn't make sense.
It literally makes 0 sense. I don't know. But yeah, I'm blown away. It really makes me want to go back and read the book again. It's been a while since I've read it, but that's okay. I'm just very, very excited. Like, oh my gosh, this is the time to be
speaking of your Oscar talk, we've got some new Oscar standards and rules and regulations for the upcoming years.
Take us away, Devin. Give us those headline hot takes.
Let's pull up this tweet from Culture Crave. Oh, Chromebook.
Oh, Jeff Lowe gave 10 and 91 out of 100.
Yeah, I saw. It took that amount of time to pull up Twitter on Chromebook. All right. So there's a lot of new changes coming in for Oscar representation.
2022 and 20. Yeah.
For the lead or significant supporting actors, there needs to be at least one leader or significant actor that is from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group, such as Asian, Hispanic, Black, Native American, Middle Eastern, Native Hawaiian, or Pacific Islander.
It's really sad that we actually have to put that in as a rule.
Yeah, it's definitely helps to have them there, but yeah, we really shouldn't have to. And then there's also rules for general ensemble cast, similar idea there, and main story line / subject matter. These all need to be diversified, and representation in marketing, publicity, and distribution. So you can't just hide your diversity within the movie. You actually have to market them and have them be present. And yeah, there's just a few different rules that you have to meet in order for your movie to be nominated.
Yeah, they all seem to be following. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I need to work on that. But yeah, it really does seem like it's kind of the same. Like, especially for like, it's sad that it's like women have to be included in this as well, like for standards. I mean, like, I guess, you know, they're putting these rules in place thinking that it'll help, and I think it will, but eventually I hope that this doesn't have to become a rule, because like, I mean, like Lupita Nyong'o should have like been there for us. Like, she really should have. And I mean, there was just a lot of other people got snubbed as well, you know, whether, you know, they a lot of minorities, or whether just, you know, like just other actors as well. But yeah, it is kind of sucky that they had to put this in order, because I mean, obviously, you know, it is a good thing, but it's a bad thing at the same time, because it's a good thing as in, you know, the Academy is hearing the cries of those of people who are, you know, dissatisfied with some of the choices, let alone nominations. And it's like, you know, there's been a lot of miss Oscar-tunities out there. So
yeah, and the requirements need to be met. One of them needs to be met for 2022 and 2023, but then after that, at least two of them need to be met in order for you to qualify. So yeah, within the next few years, our movies are going to be looking more diverse.
A little bit more color in the diversity in the Academy. That's not bad. Maybe all the old white guys will have stepped down from then, so we can actually get some people in there who, you know, watch all the movies.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome.
But yeah, moving on. I'll take this next one because it's got a Euphoria star here. You really got to watch Euphoria, because all these actresses and actors are starting to branch off and become stars.
Need it's on HBO Max. It's perfect.
Yeah. So Halsey, singer, songwriter, we all know her, and Sydney Sweeney, who is a part of Euphoria, have been cast in a upcoming movie titled The Player's Table.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So yeah,
open this up. It's Halsey's major acting debut. I wonder how she'll be.
Forgot your Chromebook's a few generations behind.
Oh, it's actually a TV series. I was mistaken.
Oh, it is a TV series. Is it coming to Netflix? I just assume Netflix.
I don't see any service that it's being released for yet. So maybe no one's picked it up yet. But
interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting duo there. I'm a fan.
Yeah. Where would you see this going to?
Anything about the material, so.
Oh, wait. Did they not put anything in here? I mean, they kind of did nothing.
It seems like HBO likes to use their actors for multiple things, so it could be an HBO thing.
Yeah, probably. But yes, I will watch Euphoria. There's a lot of things I got to catch up on. Well, actually, no, not really right now. Well, there's a lot of things I got to watch, of course, especially
once you hear that
here for the pod
Euphoria soundtrack. Oof, it hits different.
No, I did not. It's different. It hits different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to give it a go. It is on my list. It's towards the top of my list because I still haven't watched Chernobyl as well. And that's only 6 episodes. So you can see where my life has been. But it looks like...
Vote for Pedro.
Vote for Pedro, everyone, because it looks like John Heater says Napoleon Dynamite sequel is being discussed, and he wants to be, quote unquote, wants it to be dark. The future, the future for Napoleon would be a lot more raw and edgy. Oh, let's get some Zack Snyder in here. He loves to make things edgy. It wouldn't be your typical, let's do a sequel where they all look the same and all act the same. I guess that's
a no from me, dog. You can't make Napoleon Dynamite raw and edgy like all these years later too. Like
it feels very it feels a bit dated to do that. Like it's just out of nowhere, just randomness. But
it's also just there's just no edginess to any of the original movies, so it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but hey, like I said, if you're looking for something raw and edgy, just call up Zack Snyder. He'll know what to do.
Zack Snyder,
new
Napoleon cut.
Zack Snyder's Napoleon Dynamite. But I guess this next one kind of came as a shock and surprise and a little bit of a disappointment. Do you want to take this one?
Sure. And we got Daisy Ridley staying in the news here. She reveals that Rey was planned to be a Kenobi originally. So in the interview, she says that in The Force Awakens, she was supposed to be a Kenobi. And then the Last Jedi, she's supposed to be a nobody. And then finally, she's a Palpatine. It's just, it's all awful. Like, to me, the best outcome would have been for her to be a nobody because that's the coolest way to do it. It's another great way to send a message that you don't have to be a part of some weird family to accomplish things in the galaxy. It could just be anybody.
Like not everyone needs to be related in Star Wars in order for things to be.
So it's just more disappointment towards the direction of the overall trilogy. They really didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, I would say individually, each film I like, but like as a cohesive story, as like a beginning, middle, and end, it just doesn't hold up. But like I loved Force Awakens, and we talked about last week, John Boyega, they're marketing him to be a big part of this franchise, and he had so much to do in Force Awakens. He was perfect, and it's like it was going somewhere. But it's like, okay, from Force Awakens, I feel like there's a better connection or more cohesiveness between Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, even though we never found out how, oh my gosh, the orange alien, I forgot her name. Lupita's character found Anakin's lightsaber. She was just like, she's like a good question for another time, like when they're being attacked at her bar or whatever, and then they just never talk about it ever again. And I was like, wow, like you really think the people are just gonna like forget? But Daisy Ridley has found work, as we mentioned before, so that is really good. Very, very happy for her because she deserves it for sure, and so do oh my gosh, Oscar Isaac and Mr. Finn Poe, or Finn himself, John Boyega. So glad the trio from at least The Rise of Skywalker, they're finding work elsewhere, so that's good. It isn't the end all be all of their careers. So cool. All right, Devin, do you want to take this next one? The Walking Dead.
I sure do. I'm the resident Walking Dead guy here because I've
You
seen
are.
half of it, I think.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single episode.
Seeing the rest, but it's finally ending.
Are you sure?
Season 11
yeah.
will be the end. I think I stopped after season 6, so won't be
about halfway there.
Won't be diving back in. I'm glad it's finally ending, but of course, with that news, they also announced that there's going to be a Daryl and Carol spinoff, which sounds so strange and unnecessary.
At least it rhymes.
And there's also like a Rick movie coming out at some point. They're just branching out. They think they're the MCU. That's what it is. They think they're the WCU or something.
Yeah,
WDU.
The WDU. The WWDC. Wait, that's Apple's event. Yeah, I've never watched a lick of Walking Dead. I do not plan to at all. I'm glad it's finally ending.
A nightmare.
Huh?
If you started now, it would be a nightmare trying to catch up.
That is very true. Like the only show, like if I never watched Game of Thrones before, I will watch it for that. But that's only 8 seasons. You see, it's so 3 extra seasons. That's a lot more extra TV watching time that I personally just do not have. So kudos for AMC finally pulling the plug on this show and knowing when to end it. So,
but then take the kudos away for just spewing out spinoffs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's like every big show needs a spinoff nowadays. I mean, I get it, kind of, but like not really. Anyway, so our next news story here, it looks like Disney is under fire. So is Netflix, by the way. I saw that today. Looks like Disney is under fire for filming Mulan in China's Xinjiang province, which apparently is a bad thing. Criticism of the film is growing after its credits revealed an official thank you to the government entities of Xinjiang, the site of alleged human rights abuses on a massive scale, including the detainment of over 1 million, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that first word, 1 million Muslims. So,
yeah,
wow.
From what I read, it's not as much like the filming location as much as it was thanking the Chinese government for it. That's the big issue here, because they're doing really bad things, and you're kind of thanking them for. It's just not a great look.
Yeah, the Chinese government is not something you want to be a part of, like at all. But yeah, unless for whatever reason I feel like it might have been part of the deal, but I just don't know. But like that is kind of weird how
they should have just found a different place to film it.
Yeah, like out of their way to kind of thank the Chinese government. I mean, it's a bad look for sure, but nothing I won't necessarily lose sleep over. Still going to watch it when it comes out for everyone in December. It'll be a long-awaited Mulan review because I'm excited to watch the movie. You know, I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, so I'm very excited to dive into it to see what where I lie on that scale. So yeah. So all right. So let's. Yeah, we got some gaming news to finish off, to cap off the podcast. Devin.
Xbox has some cojones.
The impossible happened. Xbox went first. Not only did they go first when it comes to releasing the price of the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, they gave us a release date and a pre-order date as well. Very, very exciting. But to kind of back up here a little bit, we're going to take it back just a second. The Xbox Series S was leaked online, I believe it was like 24 hours prior. The price got leaked, but the release date did not. And then Xbox kind of just said,
yeah, they're just like, screw
out
it.
Of the bag.
Here you go.
Yeah, like screw it. Like as in every single company should be that transparent. Like obviously if there is a leak, there's no point in saying, "Oh, like that's not our console. What are you talking about?" Like, it clearly is, and there's no point in playing dumb. So they came out and said, "Yes, Xbox Series S is going to be $299," and they promised they would reveal more information soon. Now, take it 24 hours into the future, they released the Xbox Series X is going to be priced at $499. And the release date for both consoles will be on November 10th this year, and pre-order starts on the 22nd of September, which is about 2.5 weeks from now. So, and it's on a Tuesday. So, happy Taco Tuesday, everyone. But yes, they have the cojones to get this out there, and now the only question is, everyone's looking at Sony saying, "Your move." So,
yeah, of course.
any thoughts
there's
about
that
this?
story that came out. We have it at the end here that PlayStation 5 is planning to adjust their plans in response to this pricing, which, of course, that's what they wanted to do. Whoever went first, the other one was going to like try to strategize and do something to undercut them, possibly. But I don't know if they can. 300 and 500, I don't think you can beat that.
I don't think you can beat that either. That is at a perfecto. Very, very, like, because originally, I mean, the game of chicken is over, right? So originally, there was rumors. I wasn't sure if this was confirmed or not, but it was rumored that Xbox was trying to wait for Sony to release their information first, and then they would go ahead and undercut their prices and say, "Boom, here's our prices." What I think Xbox did, or Microsoft, however you want to say it, I think they went in with the undercut prices and just released that information. So
yeah.
And now, like, it's kind of like, even if Xbox waited till after, I feel like these would have been the prices all along. I mean, not all along, but these would have been the undercut prices, but they just released these consoles at the undercut prices, which is now essentially forcing Sony to match their prices, essentially. I mean, it's a rumor right now that, they're going to be adjusting their pricing, as you said before, but I mean, $299 for a digital PlayStation 5. Well, you see, but it's like the only difference that's kind of getting me is that there is more of a performance difference between the Xbox Series S and the X. The Xbox Series S will essentially run games at 1440p, 120 FPS. Personally,
that's like an amazing price to get that performance out of.
Yeah,
you can't build a computer for that price and get that performance. Really, I don't think.
Yeah, not for that price. It's like, honestly, 1440p sounds fine. Like, that sounds perfect for where consoles should be, honestly. But
yeah,
of course,
PCs are right now. Not most, but a good amount.
Yeah, I would say majority of the PC gaming community, at least from what I've seen. I mean, I would say majority of them are still 1080p, but there is a good chunk of people coming over to the 1440p being like the new standard. Like, you can game at 4K with a PC gamer, but with a PC gaming PC, excuse me, but that requires like a lot of raw power, and that's a lot of money. So you gotta pick your battles there. But this is amazing. Like, holy crap. I'm like, I don't even want an Xbox, and this is making me want to buy one, even though I won't buy one. But
just
like,
a quick $300.
300. That's the same price as a Switch. Yeah. Wow. But also, really quick, there's a rumor going around that PlayStation 5 pre-orders won't start until October 1st. Oh, nope. That is way too late. I mean, I just don't know. But we also have a little bit of size comparisons for the Xbox Series S and the X. They are just hollow models, but they're looking pretty nice. Tiny. Yeah, nice and tiny, especially that Xbox Series. The Series S also is digital only. There is no disk drive, which I think it's totally fine. It is weird for a console, but It's the future. We do it. We've been doing this on PC forever. Does your PC have a disk drive? Neither does mine. Interesting. I mean, the only reason why I would think about getting a disk drive, it would have to be a Blu-ray disk drive, is to like convert physical movies that don't have like digital copies onto my computer. That's like literally it. But yes, these the prices are really nice. The size comparisons are pretty dang cool, actually. The only thing with the Xbox Series S is that it comes with a 512 internal gigabyte. So I definitely feel like you will be spending a little bit more money.
Only, basically.
Yeah,
that's of one COD
that
game.
Is COD. Yeah. So that is the only downside. The Xbox Series S is essentially double that size at 1 terabyte. So it's at 1,000 gigabytes, quote unquote 1,000 gigabytes. But yeah, kudos to Microsoft. They're shaping up. I think a lot of people are going to be picking up Xbox this holiday season, especially at those prices. Come on now. Next gen, a top tier next gen console, the same price as the Xbox One X, like $500. That's a sweet spot for sure. I personally think the PlayStation 5, the digital edition, is going to be $400, and then the physical will be $500. I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, it should be a $50 difference." That literally makes no sense whatsoever. Because if I'm buying a new console, if someone told me that the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X were only a $50 difference, I'm going to get the X over the S.
Yeah.
Like, what is the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no reason to not upgrade it. That even $100 is pushing it. Like, you really need to save $100 that much, especially if there's performance upgrades.
Exactly. And this is longevity we're talking about. I mean, for me, I'll probably end up getting the disc-based PlayStation 5 model only because a lot of my PlayStation 4 games are disc-based and it's supposed to be backwards compatible. But I'm not going to throw away my PlayStation 4 just yet because there's always a catch with Sony when it comes to a lot of this backwards compatibility nonsense and certain things. Like the Jak and Daxter trilogy is on the PlayStation Store for everyone to buy. It's like, oh my gosh, it's Jak and Daxter. You get Jak 1, 2, and 3, and then Jak X. But the ports are so bad. It's terrible, Devin. Like literally the worst port of that game. Like the best way to play that game, besides PlayStation 2, to buy the PlayStation 3 version because it was optimized for it. Like I ran into so many bugs and it's just not a good look. So that's why I'm a little skeptical when it comes to how is backwards compatibility going to work with PlayStation, because with Xbox, it seems to be very seamless, but they haven't even said, we don't even have like a list of what like the top games or what games will work for the PlayStation 5 or for backwards compatibility. So that's another thing. But yeah,
we'll see. Man, I
think that pretty much
we'll wrap it up here.
Oh, did you want to talk about Ubisoft really quick?
No,
we got about like 5 minutes.
We have one more on Game Pass. Some good news, maybe some bad news. The good news is Game Pass will be adding EA Play. It's called EA Play, right?
Yeah.
We'll be adding that to the service for Ultimate and PC at no extra cost. But unfortunately...
Oh, we get it on PC too? What?
Yeah. But unfortunately, there is an extra cost in general for PC because it's coming out of beta phase and going into general release. So they're doubling the price from $5 to $10 per month, which kind of sucks, but it might still be worth it.
I think for $10 it'll be worth it. Like, I mean, I wouldn't go like if it was 15, like
yeah, 15 is definitely pushing it. 5, I feel like 5 is set it and forget it, but 10 I might be more choosy with which months I get it for.
Oh, you mean like the games itself?
Yeah.
Or yeah. So at that point, so if it got to like 15, would you just?
Yeah, I would only get it on like a month where a game's coming out and I want to play it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Because honestly, yeah, you could do that. Well, really quick with the Ubisoft Forward, I wanted to make a few shout outs. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game complete edition, will be coming holiday 2020. We also have a Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake coming late January of next year. And we got a little bit of Watch Dogs Legion. Goodness, I know Devin's really excited for that. Maybe might be able to get it for free with those shiny new graphics cards we've been pondering over.
Hopefully.
And also there's a new game called Immortals Phoenix Rising. Looks right up my alley. I haven't really been able to look into it all that much, but it looks like it's coming to PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Google Stadia, whatever, and PC on December 3rd. So definitely have to check that out, see what that's all about. I'm not entirely sure, but those are just some of the highlights I wanted to kind of gloss over very, very quickly. But was there anything you wanted to mention about Ubi Forward? Did you watch it?
I did not, so
that's all right. Oh, really quick, one last bit of news from the new normal. Sony Pictures will not release any major films in theaters until theaters are operating at significant capacity, whatever that means. But kind of wanted to throw that in there. But yeah, we're pretty much done with gaming.
It's kind of a good look for them, trying to like not push movies out until coronavirus is more tame. But
when will it be more obtained? Because I feel like movies are going to lose money either way.
Well, our terrible president knew about it the whole time and lied to the country. So that's why we're still stuck in this situation.
Yeah. Oh, well. But yeah, kind of wanted to throw that in there as a last little surprise news story. Actually, it was more like I forgot about it. But other than that, sorry, we're about wrapped up on time here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening. We do these every single week if you are new to our podcast. And, of course, you can listen to our podcast on any major platform around the world with Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Red Circle, TuneIn, Pandora. We're on Pandora now. And soon to be on a few other platforms as well as iHeart Radio. And don't forget to follow us on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at Film Optix. That's Optics with an X. And of course, check out all of the other wonderful podcasts that we have available on the Drive-In Podcast Network. I believe we have a new player, a new person coming into the podcast, Candid Cinema, at AMX MDA Reviews over on Twitter and Instagram. She also is on YouTube as well. So definitely show her some love. Welcome her to the network, the Music City Drive-In podcast family. And also, of course, we have a lot of commentary podcasts for you to listen to, as well as sports. And we also have some music podcasts for you as well as some Oscar talk over at the Music City Drive-In podcast. So I'm going to shut up now. That was Devin. My name is Christian, and we will see you all in the next one. Devin.
Peace.